Sudhir, you have taken a look at the projections for Access My India across the southern states. And let's start one by one, going by state. If we have to take a look at Telangana first. Now, here the projections say that BJP will get by itself around 11 seats. And this is a real scenario which could play out compared to other states. So, what are the factors that you feel contributed to these numbers this time?
Well, yes, Gautam. The BJP was always seen as a Hindutva kind of a party in the peninsula, and that's probably the reasons why, barring Karnataka, it really did not make much headway into the southern part of India. But I think 2024 elections could well be a game changer of sorts because it is poised to make significant inroads into many other states as far as South India is concerned. You spoke about Telangana. Now, the Access My India poll has projected as much as 43% vote share for the BJP. That would be 24% over and above what it got in the 2019 election when it got, I think, 19.65% vote share. So it is more than doubling its vote share. Now, is that possible? The first reaction to my mind is that, oh God, I mean, that may not be possible because that would need a massive swing in favor of the BJP. And did it put up some fantastic candidates for it to kind of garner this kind of support? I don't think so, for the simple reason that many of BJP's candidates, in fact, I think almost 40 to 50% of their candidates are opposed from the BRS. They are ex-BRS alumni. So that is not a factor. So is it only because of the Narendra Modi factor? I can tell you from my traveling around Telangana that the Ram Temple, Ayodhya, was an issue in at least 4 constituencies like Adilabad, Nizamabad, Karimnagar, and Chevela. It was a factor. People were talking about it. Okay. Apart from that, it was all the urban pockets like Sikandrabad, Malkajgiri, etc., where the BJP was supposed to be doing well. Now, the only way it can actually get this kind of a vote share is if the BRS completely crumbles. Many people had told me that the BRS vote share, which was around 37-38% in the assembly elections, could come down to as low as 20-22 in this Lok Sabha election. The Access My India poll puts the figure at 13%, that the BRS vote share could come crashing down to 13%, and that is what is reflecting in this tally for the BJP. The other reason is that the most of the BJP, in fact, this was told to me by Congress leaders and strategists themselves, that most of the BRS vote share is going to shift to the BJP as much as 80 to 85%, despite the fact that many sitting MLAs of the BRS were clandestinely helping the Congress candidates in many constituencies. So while they had made the switch over, or they were poised to make the switch over, their cadres had not quite made the switch over yet. So they were not able to bring in their vote share to the Congress kitty. Instead, the BRS, the erstwhile BRS vote in the assembly election, was transferring much more to the BJP. This is again something which we found when we were traveling before the assembly elections, where many people told me that while they will vote for KCR in this election because we are a BRS supporter, when it comes to the Lok Sabha, because BRS is not really a national player, we would much rather vote for Narendra Modi and the BJP. So that's what seems to be playing out. So this kind of a tally for the BJP would depend on whether the BRS crumbles by this much. I can tell you that when KCR started traveling in the last 2-3 weeks of the election campaign, his presence was making an impact. And it was felt that that would hurt the BJP because that much of the vote may not transfer from the BRS to the BJP because KCR is there in flesh and blood campaigning for his party. So it all depends on how much the BRS crumbles. If the BRS crumbles as much as Pradeep Gupta of Access My India is predicting, in that case, this kind of a tally is possible for the BJP. It would be bad news for the Congress because Revanth Reddy had said that this will be a referendum on the first 100 days of my government. So if his party, the Congress, gets reduced to less than half a dozen, definitely it will mean political trouble for Revanth Reddy in the Congress in Telangana.
Right, Sudhir. And also, I was just reading your article yesterday as well. You did express the 43% vote share projections very beautifully in the article, where you said that if it is proven right, the BJP Lotus flower nahi fire hai, line from this Pushpa film. So, what is it? Is it really the continuity factor that Telangana wants which is why they have gone. If this projections hold true, of course, is it just merely down to that? Because has Rahul Gandhi not made an impact? What about Revanth Reddy's leadership? The government is still quite young over there. The guarantee
I
schemes
think
have been
it's not
implemented
so
just
much
now.
about Rahul Gandhi or Revanth Reddy. The way I see it is that, okay, I'm a BRS supporter. Is my party likely to make an impact at the national level? I don't think so. So, who is the
Okay.
next best option for me? Gautam, remember that the BRS, traditional BRS voter or the erstwhile TRS voter, is essentially by nature an anti-Congress voter, because most of the, initial TRS cadre which came with KCR was the Telugu Desam cadre when KCR was part of the Telugu Desam. So that's
Hmm.
basically it's anti-Congress in nature. So they would not really want to go with the Congress. So if BRS is not a feasible option, I would much rather vote for the BJP as a second best option. The other reason is that
Okay.
even in 2019, if we saw from one MLA which it had won in December 2018, suddenly the BJP won four Lok Sabha seats just 4 months later
Yes.
in April 2019. That had
19.
happened because, of course, the Pulwama factor, the Narendra Modi factor, not necessarily because of the four candidates who were on the ticket. Again, there,
Okay.
the BRS got reduced to just 9 Lok Sabha seats. So again, the BRS vote had kind of consolidated in favor of the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections of 2019. The number, the percentage is likely to go up significantly as far as this election is concerned. I see personally that both the Congress and the BJP are in a good position to win 6 seats. The remaining
Okay.
seats are the tight contest, and depending on how much the vote transfer happens, how much of the last minute adjustments have been done by the candidates, by the parties, I think that would determine the fate of those 4 to 5 seats, and that would mean whether BJP can move from a 6 to a 10, 11, 12 or not.
All right. The BRS vote transfer remains a key element in Telangana. One last question on Telangana. Sudhir,
One more interesting point. Suddenly, I remembered. During his
yeah.
election campaign, Revanth Reddy had consistently alleged that this is a deal between KCR and the BJP. That KCR
Yes.
has said that I would go slow in about 6 to 7 constituencies, and he had actually named those constituencies wherein I would go
Okay.
slow and I would enable the vote transfer of my BRS vote to the BJP in return for Kavita's release from judicial custody. Now, obviously, there is nothing to prove either way, whether this is true or not true. But this kind of an allegation was made on multiple occasions in public meetings by Revanth Reddy. If that kind of a
Hmm.
thing has happened, Revanth Reddy will say that, see, this is an adjustment which these guys have made, because of which the Congress has suffered. So these guys are
Hmm.
together, whereas Congress is fighting both of them. So in either way, so Revanth Reddy was also very conscious of the fact that if this kind of a vote transfer happens, either voluntarily by the BRS cadre or
Okay.
with some prodding by the BRS leadership, in both
Hmm.
cases, it will end up hurting the Congress tally.
It will hurt, and at the end of it, he would rather have the seats rather than the narrative on his side. But
Yep.
also, Sudhir, we can't finish Telangana before speaking about the seat of Hyderabad. Now, we are not sure what's going to happen, but Owaisi, obviously, he's been winning by a margin of 2 lakh plus votes every election in Hyderabad there. So, do you see Madhavilata at least cutting down? Because there was so much noise about her campaign. She's a fiery orator and all of this. So, will she at least manage to do that? And if so, will this be a stepping stone, this election, to maybe do a bigger dent in the next elections like Smriti Irani did against Rahul Gandhi? Do you see that sort of scenario playing out in Hyderabad over there?
Well, I do think that the BJP has big plans as far as Madhvi Lata is concerned. Amit Shah came and did a padyatra, a road show in Hyderabad around the Charminar. So they do have big plans. Uh, this has kind of, I wouldn't say it has put Owaisi on the back foot, but definitely he had to kind of sweat it out a little more, because she was getting a lot of traction in the media, especially on social media. She was putting pressure on him. So even if he wins, and the demographics would suggest that he should manage to win, though
Hmm.
Access My India has said that it is a tight contest. But if even if he manages to win, but if the margin is reduced from the 2 lakh odd votes that he won by last time, it would be seen as some kind of a setback, though obviously he would be
Okay.
the winner. But definitely it's a contest to watch out for. And
Hmm.
Madhvi Lata is someone who I think the BJP has big plans for going into the future.